On the edge of a quiet village where the wind hummed softly through the willow trees and the morning sun painted the earth with gold, there lived a gentle woman who longed for a child. Each evening, she sat by her window, watching the birds feed their young, whispering her hopes into the sky. One day, she visited an old enchantress known for her kindness and wisdom. The enchantress listened patiently, then placed a tiny seed in the woman's palm. "Plant this in a flower pot, take good care of it, and what you wish for will come true," she said. The woman hurried home, planted the seed in the warm soil, and watered it with the same love she had been saving for the child she dreamed of. Within days, a beautiful flower bud appeared, deep rose in color, glowing faintly like it held a secret. One morning, when the first ray of sunlight touched it, the petals unfurled. To the woman's amazement, inside the blossom sat the tiniest, loveliest little girl she had ever seen. She was no bigger than a thumb, delicate as a petal, with bright eyes and hair that shone like spun sunlight. The woman named her Thumbelina and held her close to her heart from the very first moment. Thumbelina grew up in the world of little things. She slept in a polished walnut shell lined with soft rose petals, used a flower petal as a blanket, and floated in a tulip cradle that gently rocked in the breeze. She sang with the crickets, danced with fireflies, and talked to the night breeze as though it were her friend. Every creature in the garden adored her, for she had a kindness that warmed even the coldest day. But not all who looked upon Thumbelina wished her well. One night, while the moon hovered low and silver, a curious old toad with large, watery eyes spotted her sleeping in her walnut shell. "A perfect bride for my son," she croaked with excitement. Before dawn, she snatched the tiny girl, shell and all, and carried her to the riverbank where her sluggish son lived. The murky water lapped at Thumbelina's feet as the toad placed her on a lily pad. Thumbelina awoke with a fright, her heart pounding like wings of a trapped bird. She cried out for help, but the toads only croaked their wedding plans. The river creatures, who liked Thumbelina's gentle nature, could not bear to see her unhappy. With the help of friendly minnows, the lily pad holding her was nibbled free from the stalk. The river current caught it and carried her far away before the toads noticed. Thumbelina drifted past reeds and shining stones, through sunlit ripples and shadowy bends, escaping the life she never wanted. Though she felt frightened and alone, the world also seemed wide and full of wonders she had never seen. Her journey brought her to a meadow lined with tall wildflowers, where she rested and drank nectar from blossoms. But before long, another creature noticed her, an elegant beetle with shimmering wings. Fascinated by her delicate beauty, he lifted her into the air and carried her to his tree. But the other beetles mocked her for her different shape and soft skin, calling her strange and unlike them. Ashamed, the beetle released her gently on a daisy, saying she didn't belong in his world.
Lonely once more, Thumbelina wandered from flower to flower, hiding in their petals when night fell, and sleeping on soft moss when she could. She endured the cold winds of autumn and wrapped herself in fallen leaves. By the time winter arrived, harsh and white, Thumbelina felt smaller than ever. One bitter morning, shivering in the frost, she found shelter under a root. There, she discovered a little door leading into a warm burrow. Inside lived a kindly field mouse who welcomed her with a soft voice and a bowl of warm porridge. In exchange, Thumbelina sang for the mouse, did small tasks, and shared stories of her adventures. The mouse was fond of her, but her neighbor, an older mole with poor eyesight and thick black fur, was not gentle. He admired Thumbelina only for her voice and beauty. The moment he heard her singing, he decided she would be the perfect wife for him. Thumbelina trembled at the idea, for she could not imagine a life underground away from the sun and sky. She longed for the wind, the flowers, and the open fields. One day, as Thumbelina and the mole walked through a dark tunnel he'd dug, they stumbled upon a swallow lying injured and cold. The mole declared it useless and told Thumbelina not to worry, but her heart ached for the creature. When night fell, she returned with a blanket of soft leaves and warmed the swallow with her hands, whispering comforting words until its heartbeat grew stronger. Through many nights she cared for it, until with the coming of spring, the swallow flew again, filled with gratitude for Thumbelina's kindness. But the mole's marriage preparations continued. The mouse reminded her that she should be grateful and accept the safe life the mole offered. Thumbelina wept silently, knowing she could not live in darkness forever. On the morning of the wedding, as the mole waited impatiently, she heard a familiar flutter. The swallow, her old friend, swooped down and begged her to fly away with him to lands filled with warmth and flowers. Without hesitation, Thumbelina climbed onto his back. Together they soared into the sky, leaving behind the life she never wanted. They flew across valleys and mountains, through clouds tinged gold and pink. Far away they reached a land where the sun shone brighter, where every flower sparkled like a jewel, and where the air smelled sweet and fresh. The swallow placed her gently in a field of blossoms. As she gazed around, she heard laughter like tinkling bells. From behind the petals stepped tiny people, no bigger than herself, each with delicate wings shimmering in rainbow colors. One among them, a handsome flower prince with eyes as warm as spring, approached her. He bowed gracefully and thanked her for bringing such beauty and kindness to their land. The prince was a gentle, humble, and thoughtful, and Thumbelina felt a warmth in her heart that she had never known. The prince loved her from the moment he saw her, not because she was small, but because her heart shone brighter than any star. He placed a delicate crown upon her head and asked if she would stay in his kingdom, where she would never be lonely again. Thumbelina nodded joyfully, for she had finally found a place where she truly belonged. The flower folk celebrated, dancing under petals that fell like soft rain. The swallow watched proudly before flying home, knowing his little friend had found her happiness at last. Thumbelina was happy in the flower kingdom, surrounded by sunshine and blossoms, but her heart still longed for her mother. Seeing this, the flower prince took her back on the swallow's wings to the little cottage where her mother lived. With tears of joy, they reunited, and Thumbelina invited her to come live with them in the magical land of flowers. Her mother agreed with a full heart, and soon the three returned to the flower kingdom, where a tiny home of petals awaited her. There, Thumbelina and her mother lived happily among blossoms and gentle friends, proving that even the smallest heart can find its way back to love and warmth.